Hi everybody, today I'm planting a fig tree, alright? We're in the age of coronavirus. Now is the more important time than ever to plant your own fruit trees, your own food at home, and grow your own food at home to have good food security. And a fig is a great choice. You can grow it in a lot of different climates, and it's very versatile. You could can them, you can dry them, you can preserve them, you can make jelly, you can eat it fresh, you can give it away to your friends and family. Super versatile tree and super tough tree, alright? I chose this fig tree. I grew this tree from a cutting, and I know it's time to go into the ground or go to a bigger pot. And the way I know that is because of this. Look, the roots are growing right through the pot. In fact, when I picked this up to bring it here to plant, the roots were actually in the ground. I had to pull it, I had to yank it hard to separate the roots because they dug themselves right in the ground. And that's a great quality of figs, is they have such a strong root system, and they're super tough. And that's why I chose to plant it here in this kind of area, because this is like kind of a neglected area. There's not a lot of, there's some vegetation, but not really. So basically it's one of those trees you can plant it and basically forget about it, and it'll be fine. You should water it and especially when it's young, this first year, get it established. After that, the root system is so aggressive that it can live on its own. There's a lot of lots actually around LA and in the Los Angeles area. You drive around, you'll see lots. There's giant fig trees abandoned, living off no water, just rainwater, and we don't even get a lot of rain. Super drought tolerant. All right. Anyway, so okay, this is the Violette de Bordeaux fig. This is an improved version of the Mission fig, which was one of the first figs brought to the California area by the Spanish missionaries. This is an improved version, I believe. This is called Violette de Bordeaux. It tastes a lot like the Mission fig. Basically, it tastes like a sweeter version of the Mission fig, to me at least. And the beautiful thing about figs is, if this variety doesn't fruit well, I can always change over. I can graft another variety onto it. And you could graft many different varieties onto a fig tree, and you can have an extended harvest season. And that's another beautiful attribute about figs. All right, so I have my hole dug. This is really good soil. This is basically sand. It's super fine. It took me like 5 minutes to dig this hole. That's how nice and permeable and movable this soil is. And notice this is gonna be planted with native soil only. Okay, no fertilizer, no compost, no amendment, nothing additional. You don't need to do that. I talked to a few farmers actually, cherimoya farmer, avocado farmer, grape farmer, and citrus farmer. And they all told me the same thing. When I asked them, I said, what do you add to your trees at the time of planting? What do you give to them? What kind of compost? What kind of amendment? They all told me the same thing. All across the board, they said, we put absolutely nothing. We put the native soil right back into the mix, plant the tree, and it does fine. All that fancy stuff, the worm casting, the azomite, the amendments, the compost, all that fancy stuff they say, it all goes on top of the soil, away from the roots. It all goes on the top layer where the roots can't get to where the roots can't touch it, because if the roots get in there, that organic material decomposes and it kills the roots. So all that stuff goes on top, the nutrients flow down and gives the roots nutrition. All right, let's get planting. Let's start planting. Yes, I love this. I love planting. Let's okay, first thing I gotta do, I gotta take this root out. Oh! Alright, it came out. Now, hit the bottom, loosen it up, and there we go! Out it comes. Alright. Now look, the roots are pot bound. They're in a circular motion. You're so used to being in a pot that if I don't liberate these roots, they're gonna think they're still in the pot. The tree won't grow right. So basically what I do, I just come in here and loosen up the roots. Just grab it and go around. Just like that. Go around to all sides, loosen up the roots. There we go, that's good. Plant it in. and I planted it a little bit above the soil grade. So here's the soil line, and the tree is slightly above the soil line. And you want that because you want these crown roots, the top roots, to spread right. If you plant it too low, the tree just doesn't grow right, it gets stunted. All right, so now we just backfill. Put all of our native soil right back. I love planting trees. It's one of my favorite things to do. I really love it. I get such a good feeling when you plant trees. It's like, wow, you witness the birth of something, and then you can just watch the tree grow. It's such a pleasurable feeling, watching a tree get bigger. It's awesome. I love it. Okay, next step, I'm gonna build a berm. I'm gonna build a basin so it can hold the water when we put the water in. And I'm not gonna tamp down to eliminate air holes. I'm not gonna do that. The water is gonna do that. When we water, it'll take care of that stuff. So there's a spider with a big sack of eggs, I think. I was about to put my hand there. Luckily, I didn't. All right, we'll let the spider go away. Go away, spider. We have to finish planting our tree, guy. Go away, little guy. All right, we'll build a berm away from him, Mr. Spider. All right, here's my berm. Basically, I start at the trunk and I push soil away. That's all it is. Is the spider? Oh, it's gone. All right. Okay. See what I'm talking about in a second when we start watering? The water will stay here instead of spread around. It'll stay where the roots are, and it'll water up the roots, which is what you want. And this is what I mean when planting a tree above the soil line. You see, there's the crown. This is the crown of the tree. It's a few inches above the soil, and you want that. Also, the tree eventually it'll settle down. After several waterings, the tree will settle down and meet the soil line. Water. It's been raining the last few days, so I'll leave this hose on low setting, really low setting. You see how low that is? Low setting for 10 minutes, and then we'll come tomorrow, water again, and water again 2 or 3 days later, and we'll do that water cycle for the first year of the tree's life. After that, it'll get established and it doesn't need any more water. We'll water occasionally if it gets really dry, maybe once a month or once every 2 months even. It doesn't need that much. After this step, the last step is mulch. You're adding a heavy layer of mulch. I don't have mulch with me right now. I'm gonna get some though and put it under the tree. And that's about it. The more mulch you put, the less you have to water. Mulch really locks in moisture and keeps the tree nice and moist. And yeah, it doesn't hurt the tree, so the more you put, mulch is like the #1 best thing ever you can do for your trees. The more mulch you put, the better. It keeps the roots warm in the winter, cool in the summer, stops weeds from growing out, and it lowers your water needs. So mulch is a super awesome thing to do. All right, guys, leave a comment below. Let me know how your fig trees are doing. And as always, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.